There's one thing I always feel clearly when night falls: sleep. Sleep is not just a part of the biological cycle. It's also a crucial time for the body to recover, regenerate, and protect its health. But you know what? I used to skip some small bedtime habits, and later, when I learned more, I realized these very habits could directly affect my lifespan. One evening, as I sat and reflected on everything I had done that day, I realized that some of the things I usually skipped before going to bed were actually key factors that could help me live longer. You might think that sleep can't be that simple, but you'd be surprised to know that every night before bed, there are a few things we can do to optimize our health. The first thing I realized is the importance of not letting your body fall into a state of extreme exhaustion before sleeping. I used to think that working until I was completely drained and then going to bed would help me sleep better. But in reality, it was the opposite. When the body is overly tired, you're more likely to experience problems like shallow sleep, poor sleep quality, and even nightmares or waking up in the middle of the night. Good sleep isn't about sleeping endlessly. It's about sleeping long enough and with quality. To achieve that, I started changing my habits, creating a period of relaxation before bed. It could be as simple as reading a favorite book, sipping a warm herbal tea, or doing deep breathing exercises. These activities help the body relax, reduce stress, and make it easier to drift into sleep. After changing my bedtime routine, I noticed that my body could more easily shift from an alert state to a relaxed one. And when the body relaxes, the nervous system is no longer under excessive stress. This means sleep is less likely to be interrupted, and I wake up the next morning refreshed and full of energy. But that's not all. I also learned another important thing that very few people notice: don't eat too much or drink too much before bed. I used to have a habit of snacking at night, often on high-calorie foods. After a while, I noticed I couldn't sleep well and even felt heavy the next morning. It turns out that eating too much or drinking too much water before bed can cause digestive issues, preventing your body from fully relaxing and leading to poor quality sleep. The solution I applied was limiting my last meal of the day and choosing easily digestible foods like vegetables, fruits, or a light soup. This not only helped me avoid feeling bloated, but also made my sleep deeper. Soon, I noticed a clear change in my body. I woke up more refreshed, without the sluggish feeling I used to have. This taught me that health doesn't just come from what you do during the day, but also from what you do before going to bed. And this was my first lesson on the journey to living healthier and longer. On weekends, I often take some free time to reflect on the week. Looking back at life's ups and downs, I began to realize that besides physical habits, mental health plays a crucial role in helping you live longer. One habit I discovered is keeping an optimistic mindset before going to sleep. You might laugh and think, optimistic at night, after an exhausting day? But the thoughts we have before sleeping deeply affect our sleep quality and long-term health. I used to constantly worry about unresolved problems from the day, and every night my mind was tangled in endless thoughts. But that only made me more tired, and my sleep was never complete. Then, I found a simple yet highly effective method. Before sleeping, I spend a few minutes writing down things I'm grateful for that day. This isn't a difficult exercise. It's simply a way for me to set aside worries and focus on the positives. What you write can be anything, from a delicious meal, a fun conversation with a friend, to small moments like the peace of a quiet evening. Since I started practicing this habit, I've noticed a clear change in my mind. Gratitude helps me release stress, reduce anxiety, and create a positive mental space before drifting off. When you go to sleep with an optimistic mood, your body produces relaxing hormones like serotonin and melatonin, which help you sleep more deeply and fully. This not only helps me sleep better, but also makes it easier for my body to recover and restore health. The effect became even clearer when I learned about how anxiety and stress affect long-term health. People who constantly carry anxiety and negative thoughts are more likely to face cardiovascular problems, high blood pressure, and digestive issues. That's why relaxing the mind before bed not only gives you better sleep, but also helps maintain long-term health. I've experimented and realized that just a little time for the mind before bed can bring about amazing changes. I started paying attention to my thoughts, letting go of worries about tomorrow, and replacing them with peace and optimism. And when I wake up the next morning, I feel recharged and ready to face the day's challenges. There's a saying I really like. Your morning mood is shaped by your evening mood. If you go to bed with a peaceful mind, you'll wake up with fresh energy. And to maintain that energy all day, focusing on positive thoughts before bed is essential. One of the things I realized in my health journey is the importance of light movement before bed. You might think exercise should only be done in the morning to kickstart your day, but in reality, the opposite is true. Light movement before bed can bring surprising benefits to your health and longevity. Before I understood why this was important, let me share my own experience. I used to be someone who ignored evening movement. Every night, I'd just lie in bed wrapped in a warm blanket. But over time, my body began to feel sluggish and less flexible. Even though I moved during the day, my body couldn't fully relax at night. One day, while researching healthy habits, I stumbled upon a study about the benefits of light evening exercise. It showed that spending just moi lum minutes doing yoga, light walking, or stretching could help prepare the body for sleep more effectively. This reduces muscle tension, lowers stress, and improves sleep quality. At first, I was skeptical, thinking that exercising at night would make it harder to fall asleep. But when I tried it, I discovered something wonderful. Light exercises before bed actually helped me sleep more deeply and wake up more refreshed. One of my favorite exercises is deep breathing, combined with gentle stretching. After a few minutes of relaxing and focusing on my breath, I stretch my muscles, from neck, shoulders, and back to legs. These moves not only help me relax, but also improve blood circulation, soothe the nervous system, and prepare for a good night's sleep. Studies also show that light evening exercise can reduce cortisol, the stress hormone, while increasing melatonin production, which helps us sleep well. This means your body relaxes more easily and sleep quality improves significantly. Another important point I noticed after adopting this habit is that my joint and bone health improved. Even simple stretches reduce stress on joints and muscles, preventing nighttime aches or cramps. I no longer feel stiff or sore when waking up. Instead, I feel refreshed, like my body has been recharged overnight. In fact, health experts recommend that if you sit a lot or work in an office, light movement before bed can improve long-term health. Simple moves like rotating wrists and ankles or stretching your back reduce spine-related risks, ease lower back tension, and support digestion. So, every night before bed, just a few minutes of gentle movement can bring huge benefits, not just to your sleep, but also to your overall health. Don't think of it as unnecessary. Sometimes the smallest habits you overlook are the key to living healthier and longer. If there's one thing I truly regret about my past, it's how I used technology before bed. I used to be addicted to my phone, curling up in bed every night with my eyes glued to the screen. Whether it was reading news, scrolling social media, or checking work emails, I didn't realize these habits directly affected my sleep quality and overall health. In fact, I'm not alone. Many of us have this problem. Research shows that using electronic devices before bed is one of the main causes of sleep problems, especially difficulty falling asleep, light sleep, and waking up at night. The main reason is the blue light from screens, which suppresses melatonin production, the hormone that helps the body relax and fall into deep sleep. So I decided to try something new, completely disconnecting from technology at least 30 minutes before bed. At first, it wasn't easy. I felt bored and empty without my phone or computer to kill time. But after a few nights, I began noticing a clear difference. Without blue light keeping my brain alert, I started feeling more relaxed. Instead of browsing the web or checking notifications, I spent time on more relaxing activities like reading, listening to soft music, or doing gentle stretches. These habits not only improved my sleep, but also calmed my mind and reduced stress. After a few weeks, I realized my sleep had significantly improved. I no longer woke up in the middle of the night or felt groggy in the morning. Instead, I woke up with abundant energy and a fresh mood. That made me realize that disconnecting from technology is crucial if we want to live long and healthy lives. Around this time, I also came across an interesting study about blue light's long-term health effects. It turns out that too much blue light exposure at night doesn't just affect sleep. It may also increase the risk of chronic diseases like diabetes, obesity, and even heart disease. And if you think just reducing device time in the evening is enough, there's another key step: creating a dark, quiet sleep environment. I started paying attention to my bedroom. I made it a fully relaxing space without bright lights or noise. I even invested in a warm yellow night lamp so it wouldn't interfere with sleep. This helped me reduce stress and made it easier to sink into sleep. Completely disconnecting from technology before bed isn't easy, but it's a habit you should try. It will not only make your sleep deeper, but also relax your mind and protect your long-term health. Finally, one of the things I do every night before falling asleep is setting goals for the next day. You might think, set goals in the morning, not at night. But I learned that defining a clear direction for tomorrow the night before brings far more benefits than I expected. In the past, I'd wait until morning to think about what needed to be done. I'd just close my eyes and let life drift by aimlessly. But I realized that without a plan, I felt lost, stressed, and anxious upon waking up. Every morning I'd struggle with thoughts like, what will I do today? Or, did I forget something important? Starting the day unprepared. Everything changed when I tried spending a few minutes before bed writing down specific goals for the next day. This not only helped me plan my work, but also gave me peace of mind, knowing I wouldn't miss anything important. You might wonder, what's the benefit of setting goals at night? This preparation reduces morning anxiety and creates inner peace. When I know exactly what to do in the morning, I don't waste time figuring it out. This reduces stress and helps me start the day calmly and confidently. I found that writing down these goals doesn't need to be complicated. It can be a simple list of 3 main goals for the next day. They can be work-related, personal, or even health goals like drinking enough water, exercising, or eating healthy. The key is to create a clear, specific list so you can fall asleep without feeling confused or stressed. Research also shows that having clear goals means the brain won't search for solutions overnight. It will subconsciously prepare for them by morning. This means you'll feel less stressed and sleep better because your brain is already set to handle the next day's tasks. Additionally, setting goals before bed helps me manage time more effectively. In the morning, I can start right away without wasting time deciding what to do. It's like having a clear map, with each step leading toward bigger life goals. So, when you practice setting goals for tomorrow before sleeping, you're not only reducing stress, but also creating an energized start to the next day. This is one of those small habits that can bring surprisingly big results to your life. Before sleeping, try applying these habits and see how your life changes. Better sleep, a day full of energy, and stronger health. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more daily healthy living tips.